As Colorado, Washington, other states move to legalize marijuana, many parents aren't sure what to say to teens about pot. But one pediatrician says this is a topic that parents need to bring up early and often. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin explains why.
In one survey, nearly 80% of teenagers said they did not think occasional marijuana use was risky. But scientists say that the teen years are actually the most dangerous time when it comes to using pot because of what the drug can do to a teenager's developing brain. With marijuana now legal in 8 states and the District of Columbia and 30 more allowing medicinal use of the drug, pediatrician Dr. Hansa Bhargava, chief medical editor at WebMD, says parents need to be talking to teenagers about pot.
You should talk to them early and talk to them often. So start really early. Start 7, 8, 9, 10 and into teens. The more you talk about it, the more likely the message will go through.
Bhargava believes that teens are getting mixed messages about marijuana, leading many to believe it's harmless. But she says the teen years may actually be the riskiest time for marijuana use because the brain is still developing and streamlining itself.
It's what they call pruning, so neurons are being cut off, neurons are developing, and this goes on till kids are into their 20s actually in some cases.
And research shows that using marijuana during this critical time in brain development may affect memory, problem solving, and judgment. One Canadian study found that teens who began smoking pot as early as 14 performed worse in memory and language tests 6 years later at 20. And were more likely to drop out of school than teens who didn't smoke. And that is why Bhargava says parents need to speak up and be ready for some tricky questions themselves.
If you're asked about whether you've tried it before, you need to be honest. You do. And you can talk about if you tried it late in life, like in college, say, hey, yeah, I did try it and I decided that, it wasn't for me.
Bhargava says you want to make sure that your teenager understands the risks.
And lastly, you have to do what you preach. So if you are having that drink, try not to have it too often. Try not to have it in front of the kids. They will watch what you do, and that's what they learn for more than anything that you say to them.
And scientists are just beginning a huge study of brain development involving 10,000 U.S. children. It's called the ABCD study, and researchers will follow 9 and 10-year-olds for a decade to see how their life experiences affect brain development. And one of the factors that they're looking at is drug and alcohol use. For the Fox Medical Team, I'm Beth Galvin.